While back, I posted a video how to use HTML web resource in a Power Apps model driven app. Now, what this video explains you about how to use a HTML web resource control within a Power Apps model driven app. Now, based on that, a user has commented, can we expect to see the next video on how to dynamically display the HTML component? Now, just to give you a context, what I'm going to show you is first, let me show you an example. Now, this is a simple model driven app named as Airline app. Now, if I go inside any of the airline, I will be presented with a set of fields. So, as you see over here, these are the set of fields which are currently available, and it also displays a set of image. Now, there are airlines in the world which either are part of some big alliance group. Okay, so namely One World, Star Alliance, SkyTeam. So say Cathay Pacific. So if Cathay Pacific say belongs to One World, okay, I have an option over here to select Cathay Pacific to be of One World, or maybe United Airlines to be of Star Alliance, or Delta Airlines to be of SkyTeam. Now, this is that drop down value, okay, through which I can select the image. Now, in my previous example, I showed you how to display this HTML component. Now, these are web resources, okay. So, as you see over here, these are three different web resources which I have displayed within the model driven app. But what if I have a requirement that instead of hard coding this value and showing all the three alliances, what if I want to see only the network alliance of that specific airline? So if I'm in the context of say Cathay Pacific, and if Cathay Pacific belongs to say One World, okay, I should only see this logo and not the other three logo. Okay, so let's work on that. So for that, what I will do is first I'll go into the core solution and I'll explain you what solution it consists of. Okay, so from a table perspective, I have something called as an airline table. So as you see over here, there is an airline table which we are currently using, and within that airline table, I have a column. Now the column which I'm talking about is network alliance. Okay, now network alliance. So it's a simple hard-coded choice list. Okay, so network alliance, and as you see over here, network alliance consists of three items: Star Alliance, SkyTeam, One World, and this is the number. Okay, now this number is important, so we'll make a note of that. Now let me duplicate this screen so that we keep that handy. Then the three web resources which you see is like the three simple web resource file. So let me close this and show it to you. Here in the web resource, if I go to images, I can see SkyTeam, Star Alliance, and One World. So remember this name, gcorp underscore One World, gcorp underscore SkyTeam. So these are the internal name of this particular PNG file, and then this PNG file gets rendered. So the goal of this exercise is to show this HTML component dynamically on basis of the selection of the choice value. Okay, so that's our goal. So for that, what we would like to do is first go into the airline table and then update the form. Okay, so if I go into the airline table over here, I'll go into the form, and then in the form I will pick up the corresponding form. The corresponding form is the information main form, and here I will be updating some sort of values. So what I would do is, like, if you go inside the context of this particular form, or maybe if I select or change the value, the corresponding control should be displayed. Now currently all the values are displayed, so first thing what we will do is all this three control, let's hide this, okay, for by default. So let me hide this, and then I'll select this, and let me hide this, and let me select this and hide this. So initially what will happen, everything is hidden. Now if you want to see the hidden component, just click on show hidden in the bottom, and then you will be able to see all this three control. And let me go ahead and save and publish. Now what will happen is, like, if someone opens this page, currently they will not be able to see the three images. Okay, we will selectively enable this. So let me do a hard refresh, Control F5. Once it is saved, I should not be able to see any of this images. So as you see over here, I don't see that section altogether. The goal is, if I select something, that image should be displayed. So for that, we will select this column network alliance, and then we will add a first a library, and then we will add an event to it. Now, in order to do that, what we would like to do is like first open Visual Studio Code. Okay. So here in Visual Studio Code, let me create a file, and the file name I would say display alliance image.js. So this is that file display alliance image.js. So let's start writing the code. So function display alliance image, and I will pass the execution context. So function display alliance image execution context. Now, as we all know, the standard form of how we call the execution context, so we will say const um, form context equal to execution context dot get form context. So we get the context of the form. Then we need to get the option set value, right? So we'll say where option set equal to form context dot, and then we need to get the attribute. So get the attribute of the control, which we will just put it shortly, dot get value. So we'll get the exact value of what that value of the selection is. And then we will let's create a web resource references. So star alliance image equal to form context dot get control. So now we need to get the control from the screen. Okay. And we will just leave it as it is. Okay. So we'll fill that value. So const star alliance image is this. Let me copy this 3 times for all the 3 images. So we have, instead of star alliance, we have a sky team image, and then we have a one world image. And we will fill that value. Now, okay, first initially what I want is all this value star alliance image, this if it is not if it is not disabled in the form, I want it to be disabled, so let me say form star alliance image dot set visible is false by default. Say if we forget to hide it within the form, uh, the JavaScript will do this for you. Okay. And then I'll copy this same for sky team image, and I will copy the same for one world image. So we have first initially set it to false, and then we have a simple switch. So if we use a switch, and then we will pass this option set, so whatever user has selected, and we will put a case value. So case something something, and then we'll just say star alliance image dot set visible to true, and we put a semicolon and we put a break so that it doesn't go into the other case, right? So let me copy this 3 times and do the same for all the 3. So star alliance image, sky team image, one world image. So this is our piece of code which we are going to execute, right? Yeah. So I think it looks all good as of now. We need to start filling the value. Now form, where option set is form context dot get attribute. So we need to get the option set value name, right? Now in order to get the option set value name, there are multiple ways through which you can do. I'm going to make use of level up, go into logical names, and then get the value. So it is gcop underscore network alliance is the logical name. So let's go ahead and fill this value. So gcop underscore network alliance is a column name. Then we need to pick up the web resource name for star alliance image. So let's go into the form. So if you go into the form, here the name of this, say one world, if you see here it says web resource underscore one world, right? So let me pick up this, and we need to put the whole name web resource underscore one world. So web, and R is capital, underscore one world, and I'll just copy the same. So I'll just copy web resource underscore over here, web resource underscore over here. And for Star Alliance image is Star Alliance and SkyTeam. Okay. So, okay. So we have put the web resource name as well. Now what is remaining? The case value. Now Star Alliance, SkyTeam and One World. What will happen if we select this value? So for that, we need to go into the airline table. Let me go into the airline table over here and go into the columns. So I showed you last time, how we can get into and grab the option set value for the network alliance. So network alliance, the option set value, the value is Star Alliance is and Sky Image is 1, and then One World is 2. So let's copy this over here. So Sky Team is 1, I believe, and One World is 2. So this is our piece of code. It's a simple piece of code which will dynamically iterate through the option set value, put that selection, and then select the corresponding HTML resource. So let's see if this works. Okay. So I'll copy this entire thing, display alliance image code, and go into the solution which I have and go into the web resources. Now we're going to create a web resource. So I'll just go ahead, create more and web resource. Now the web resource, I'm just going to paste it over here. Now the name, I'll keep it display alliance image, and it's a JS file, so JavaScript file. And we have just pasted the code. Okay. Now once you put the code, display alliance image JS code, just publish this. Let's go into the form. So I'm in the form over here. Now we need to add a web resource. Okay. So first, what we want is like when someone selects a network alliance, I need something to change. So go into the events, you add a library. Now I have added display alliance image. It will come. So that's a JS file. We have put a reference. Now on change of it, I want an event handler for gcop display alliance image, and then I want to call the function name. The function name is display alliance image. Pass execution context as the first parameter. Click on done and save and publish. I hope so. Our code is in a proper format. So let's see it again. Context, name. So it's just that, anything which you put the dynamic value, it needs to be correct, and the syntax. So all looks good as of now. Let's see if that works. So let me publish it again and go to our form and just navigate. So I'm in airlines. So let me go into Cathay Pacific. Let me do a hard refresh again, Control F5, and let me pick up, say, Star Alliance. And as you see, the moment you select Star Alliance, the value gets displayed over here, means the corresponding web resource gets shown dynamically. Now we all know Cathay Pacific belongs to the One World Alliance. So let's select One World, and that's it. You click on save and then your value gets saved. Now let me go into other airlines. So take for example, if I go to say Delta, and we know Delta is from SkyTeam. So Network Alliance, select SkyTeam, and then SkyTeam will be displayed over here. So that's it, folks. This is what I wanted to show you, that what we have done over here. We had 3 web resource file. Now depending on your project, you might be having 4, 5, 6, whatever is a web resource file you have, and we are dynamically showing that web resource file on basis of the selection from a choice column within your model driven app. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching.